WLNS is here for you, celebrating 75 years of bringing you the news with 6 News at 11.
President Trump has been briefed on both the risks and the benefits of bombing Fordow, Iran's most secure nuclear site, and the exact place he'd strike first if he decides to enter the Israel-Iran war. It's our top story at 11. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jorma Duran. As President Trump considers whether to join Israel in its offensive against Iran, the White House offered a new time frame for when he could make a decision. CBS News correspondent Erica Brown is here for you from the White House.
The White House says President Trump will decide within the next 2 weeks whether he will order U.S. forces to strike Iran. White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt read a direct quote from the president this afternoon.
Based on the fact that there's a substantial chance of negotiations that may or may not take place with Iran in the near future, I will make my decision whether or not to go within the next 2 weeks.
Multiple sources tell CBS News President Trump thinks disabling Fordow, Iran's most secure nuclear site, some 300 feet beneath a mountain, is necessary because of the risk of Iran producing nuclear weapons.
It is a fact, and the United States government maintains this fact, that Iran has never been closer to obtaining a nuclear weapon.
On Wednesday, a senior intelligence source and a Defense Department official told CBS News the president approved attack plans on Iran, but has not made a final decision on whether to move forward. 1 week into the conflict, casualties continue to rise on both sides. Thursday, an Iranian airstrike hit a hospital in southern Israel, injuring dozens, and a large number of Israelis were hurt in a missile attack on high-rise buildings outside Tel Aviv.
They're targeting civilians because they're a criminal regime. They're the arch terrorists of the world. They want to have nuclear terrorism, which will put the entire world under nuclear blackmail, and they would use these weapons.
Israel launched airstrikes it said neutralized a nuclear reactor it claims was created to build a nuclear bomb. Erica Brown, CBS News, the White House.
It was just the other day that a former ambassador to Ukraine announced that she was running to represent the Greater Lansing area in Congress. And in the first 24 hours after that announcement, Bridget Brink says she has raised more than $250,000. The Democrat, if she wins her party's primary, will take on the current Congressman, Republican Tom Barrett. Michigan's 7th District is considered one of the tightest battlegrounds in the nation. I had a chance to talk with the ambassador when she stopped by the station today, and she told me one of the main reasons why she's running for office.
This approach to American power is just detrimental to our power and influence overseas, but also to Michigan families. So I'm a proud Michigander, and I knew that when I left I was going to come back home, and so I decided that the best way to use my experience and to keep serving would be to try to, I guess, help us remember who we are.
And you can see more of my sit down with the former ambassador in next week's edition of the Capitol Rundown. Today is Juneteenth, a federal holiday since 2021, but a day that's been recognized for more than 100 years. Reporter Mackenzie Decker spoke with a woman at Michigan United and is here for you now with why she says celebrating freedom now is more important than ever.
It's a symbol of a new beginning in the ongoing pursuit of freedom.
Freedom is one of the most important things that you'll ever have in this life.
June 19, 1865, the day all people in the United States were officially granted freedom. But it wasn't until 4 years ago that Juneteenth became a federal holiday under former President Joe Biden, a move that Elder Leslie Matthews with Michigan United says was vital to remembering where we've been and where we're going.
I think that people are just now beginning to really grasp the importance of Juneteenth. It reminds us of the fact that all of us weren't free at one point.
Matthews says this year, the importance behind Juneteenth is even stronger.
I think because of the current climate, we all understand that there has been so many different freedoms that have been attacked.
Matthews referring to conversations about freedom of speech, recent changes to immigration policies, and DEI rights. But in the midst of all of that, Matthews says Michigan United wants today to bring people together in honor of family and freedom.
Just coming together on a day like today and reminding each other that we're all human beings. I think that's what's important.
Juneteenth isn't really over, at least when it comes to celebrations. And if you're looking for other events in mid-Michigan, the party continues tomorrow and into Saturday. Meridian Township will host a celebration Friday at the Marketplace on the Green. It'll feature live music, dancing, yard games, and food trucks. It runs from 3 to 7 p.m. And the Lansing Freedom Fest also runs on Friday and Saturday. Tomorrow at St. Joseph Park, the Food, Music, and Family Fun will run from 4 to 8 p.m. And the festivities kick off on Saturday with the parade at 11 a.m. It begins at Sexton High School and will honor Grand Marshals Dr. Willie Davis and Daniel Bogan III. In breaking health news, the FDA has now approved the world's only twice-a-year shot to prevent HIV, the virus that causes AIDS. The vaccine is marketed under the name Yeztugo and can be used by both men and women. 2 clinical trials show the injection is nearly 100% effective at stopping new HIV infections. Many say this medical breakthrough comes just in time as the Trump administration is trying to make deep cuts to HIV prevention funding.
Spoke to a spokeswoman today from Gilead. She said it's going to be about $28,000 a year at list price. But they're making all sorts of efforts, she said, to make it more widely available to everyone. But the problem, of course, is in the United States, we have decreased support from federal programs, both inside the United States and abroad, for HIV prevention.
Now, it's unclear how much insurance would cover for the shot. Statistics show there are still more than 30,000 new infections of HIV in the U.S. each year.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
We started the day today with a little bit of some rain showers and even a few rumbles of thunder, but then as the day progressed, we saw some beautiful sunshine and nice temperatures with less humidity than what we saw yesterday. If you're heading outside over the next couple of days, take it easy as we're going to see those heat and humidity values start to increase. Let's take a look at our Skyview network camera starting at the Capitol camp around 4 o'clock this morning. We saw those rain showers and those cloudy and foggy skies. Then right around the 9 o'clock hour, we saw the sun's trying to peek out. And then by the afternoon, we saw those fair weather clouds, and eventually we are going to continue to see those clear skies as we continue throughout the rest of the night. Daytime highs today, average highs typically right around 80 degrees. We were a little bit lower than that into the 70s, around 76 degrees in Lansing, 77 in Mason and Charlotte, 75 in Jackson and Hillsdale as well. For the remainder of the night, we'll see them settling right in where they are right now, around the 60s, 62 degrees in Lansing and Jackson, 63 in Coldwater, and we're looking at 61 degrees in Alma as well. Like I mentioned, we'll still see those temperatures into the 60s for tonight with mostly clear skies, and then we really start to heat things up over the next couple of days. Let's take a look at our precision cast for tonight. We see mostly cloudy skies, or mostly clear skies, starting the day on Friday. We could see little fair weather clouds working their way in, maybe a stray shower or two, but overall we do stay dry and partly to mostly cloudy, but still seeing peaks of sunshine. Then as we head into the day on Saturday, we start the day cloudy, and then we start to see a system move across Lake Michigan. Some of that could make it to the mid-Michigan area, but stay with us as we continue to see what the forecast is going to be, and we'll update you on if this will impact your weekend plans. Once that clears out, we're really going to start to heat things up for tomorrow. We're going to still remain into the 80s, pretty close to average. We'll still see those mostly cloudy skies by the afternoon and evening. Typically for this time of year, our normal highs and lows are into the 80s for our highs, lows into the 60s. For the end of the week and into the weekend and the start of next work week, we'll be into the 90s with overnight lows into the 70s, which means our heat indices are going to be near 100 degrees. So that's very hot and humid air moving in for the start of the weekend. Take a look at our muggy meter. We're going to see our dew points as we head into Saturday right near the humid and tropical levels. So that's going to continue as we head into Monday. So again, very hot and humid air is moving in and staying here for just a little bit longer over over the weekend. That's why if you look at our 6-day forecast, we have given a weather aware day, or those red colors, for Sunday and Monday for those very high temperatures, and the overnight lows not really cooling down much. We still see the 90s for Tuesday and even into Wednesday, the upper 80s. For the next 6 days after that, we'll continue to see the 80s with the chance of hit or miss showers and maybe even a few thunderstorms.
Well, coming up on 6 News at 11, a jury has acquitted Karen Read of most charges, and after the break, we will hear from her supporters what they have to say about this controversial case. So stay right there. 6 News at 11. We'll be right back.